Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine stepping into a place where the air just hums with energy.
Yeah.
Winding alleys reveal, everything from unexpected vintage finds, handcrafted treasures, to that irresistible sizzle of street food. A
Mm.
place just bursting with color, the scent of spices,
Mm.
uh, and just this palpable excitement.
You can almost taste the coconut ice cream just thinking about
That's
it, right?
fine.
It really is a place that hits every single sense.
It absolutely does. So welcome to a deep dive inspired by you, exploring one of the most, well, vibrant and iconic hubs in Bangkok.
We are talking about the legendary Chatuchak Market. A
Exactly.
destination so huge, so full of life, it feels less like a market and maybe more like a small, buzzing city all on its own.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And drawing directly from the material you shared,
Mm.
our mission today is really to help you navigate that uh, delightful chaos.
Mm.
We're pulling out the key insights, the must-sees, the must-eats, and, the essential tips you'll need to make your visit unforgettable. Let's dive into what your material tells us about this fascinating place.
So, okay, at its heart, what is Chatuchak Market? The information you provided paints a pretty clear picture. It's described as like one of the world's largest weekend markets.
Wow.
We're talking immense scale over 35 acres, packed with more than 15,000 stalls.
15,000. That scale alone just highlights how significant it is.
Right.
And the atmosphere, the material describes it as this vibrant labyrinth. It's buzzing with energy. There's a kind of delightful chaos, a constant clamor.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can get pretty warm.
Definitely warm. But, despite the heat, it's filled with happy people, a real mix of tourists just soaking it all in, and local shoppers who know exactly where they're going.
That mix feels crucial to its character, doesn't it?
Totally. It's not just a tourist trap. It's like deeply part of local life.
Right.
And the bargaining, that's a key thing mentioned.
Huh.
It's noted as being common and, well, expected. Part of the interaction.
And its importance goes way beyond just, grabbing a souvenir. Your information highlights it as a central hub for commerce, for industry, attracting everyone from really dedicated local shoppers hunting for deals to curious travelers from all over.
And that's where you see the deeper significance, I think. It's called out as a cultural experience in itself.
Right.
By choosing to spend your money there, you're often putting it directly into the hands of small business owners, vendors.
Supporting livelihoods.
Exactly, supporting countless families and really fueling a big chunk of the local economy. It's quite impactful.
It really sounds like an economic engine just humming along right there. Now, we mostly think of it as a weekend market, but the details you shared mention specific hours that are different from the main Saturday, Sunday action.
Yeah, that's an important point for planning a visit. While the big buzz is Sat and Sun, the market's actually open Fridays from 6 p.m. onwards.
Oh.
But that's specifically for wholesale stuff, so it's a different kind of vibe, maybe different deals too.
Good to know.
And here's a key detail if you're into plants.
Yeah.
Section 3, the plants section. It operates on its own schedule entirely.
Really?
Yep. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you'd need a midweek visit if that's your main goal.
Okay, planning is definitely key for a place this big, especially, thinking about Bangkok's climate and just getting around. So getting there efficiently is step one.
Absolutely. Your information points to Bangkok's excellent transit systems as the easiest way in.
The BTS SkyTrain is recommended, sounds like, for a quick trip.
That's right. You'd get off at Mochit Station. It's right next to the market. Great option. Connects to lots of other key areas, too.
And the other option is the MRT subway.
You can use Chatuchak Park Station, which is also convenient, near the BTS. Or you could take the MRT to Kamphaeng Phet Station. That one actually drops you on the other side of the market, near the red building. So it gives you a different entry point, maybe depending on where you want to start.
Ah, smart. Having those options is really useful. And the fares sound pretty reasonable.
Yeah, noted as typically ranging from about 15 to 52 Thai baht per ride. Or you could grab an all-day pass if you're planning on hopping around a lot.
Makes sense. What about taxis or tuk-tuks?
Well, they're available, of course, but your material definitely flags the potential for serious traffic in Bangkok.
Right.
So the advice is strong. Insist taxis use the meter. And maybe using your phone's GPS to follow the route is a good idea. UberX is also mentioned as an alternative.
Good tips. And there's even a boat connection?
Yeah, the Chao Phraya Express boat, super handy if you're coming from, say, the Grand Palace or Khao San Road area.
How does that work?
You connect with the BTS SkyTrain at Safan Taksin Station, and the boat fares are also quite cheap, around 15 baht for local boats, 40 for tourist ones.
Okay, lots of ways to get there. And if you happen to drive,
There is a large parking area next to BTS Mochit. It's free, which is great,
Okay.
but it fills up really fast, especially during peak times, and no overnight parking allowed. So plan accordingly.
Got it. Okay, so you've arrived, you're in the thick of it. How does your material suggest dealing with that famous Bangkok heat?
Yeah, Thailand's known for its warmth, the humidity. Thankfully, the market seems pretty well equipped.
How so?
You'll find tons of vendors selling refreshing drinks everywhere, absolutely essential for staying hydrated.
Definitely.
And a really welcome detail mentioned are the strategically placed mist fans throughout the market. They offer these little pockets of cooler air as you wander.
Oh, those mist fans sound like lifesavers.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, so you've arrived, you're staying cool, you're ready to explore. What about the actual stuff? What specific areas and finds does your material highlight? It's described as a place to just wander and find hidden gems.
Right, this is where the treasure hunt really starts.
Yeah.
Let's look at some specific sections called out in your info. Section 7 is highlighted for handicrafts and art.
Okay, this sounds like the spot for unique finds. The text mentions local artisans showing their work, handmade jewelry, traditional Thai silk scarves, colorful lanterns, intricate wood carving.
And the insight here is that buying directly supports these artists, which is great. You'll also find paintings and ceramics there.
Nice. Then there's fashion and clothing, which sounds huge.
Yeah, your material describes it as having everything from itsy-bitsy cute clothing, that's a direct quote, to trendy stuff and even secondhand finds.
Itsy-bitsy.
Customization is also big, apparently. Lots of stalls doing personalized passport covers, keychains, similar to what you might see at Portuna Market.
And bargaining.
Yep, definitely expected here. Very common.
Okay, moving on to home goods and decor. Sounds like another rabbit hole.
For sure. Antique stores, home decor sections, alluring objects, arty souvenirs. Section 26 is specifically pointed out for antiques and collectibles.
Ooh, like what?
Think rare coins, vintage cameras, classic vinyl records, old Thai amulets. A real collector's dream, potentially.
Wow. And for the plant lovers?
Section 3 is the place. Your material calls it a peaceful respite from the main market buzz. It's filled with exotic orchids, succulents, cool decorative pots, gardening tools. But remember, that's the section with those specific Wednesday, Thursday hours.
All right, got to time that one. And then there's the maybe more controversial pet alley, sections 13 and 14.
Yes, the section is noted for selling live animals, tropical fish, cats, dogs, exotic birds. Your material does include an important note about responsible ownership regarding this area.
Good to mention. Books also get a nod.
Yep, Dealuk Bookstore is highlighted as a spot for secondhand books.
So overall, the picture is just immense variety, isn't it?
Totally. Beyond those specific sections, it's just a place for souvenirs, textiles, bags, a huge array of unique things. And the key takeaway, reinforced again, is finding amazing deals if you're up for bargaining.
Right. Shopping is huge, obviously. But Bangkok is, world famous as a food paradise. And your material makes it crystal clear that Chatuchak is a massive part of that.
Oh, absolutely. The text describes Bangkok street food as being just everywhere, often 247 across the city.
And the sensory experience at the market itself, the smells.
Yeah, the aroma of stir-frying chilies, garlic, basil, mixing with the humidity, it creates this really evocative, fascinating food atmosphere.
You can just imagine. So what kind of food are we talking?
All the classics, really. Piping hot bowls of noodles, stir-fries over rice, Thai curries, grilled meats, refreshing green papaya salad. It's all there.
Okay, but let's get specific. What spots or dishes does your material really recommend checking out? Maybe start with dessert.
Always a good place to start. Coco JJ gets a big shout out, famous for homemade coconut ice cream. Apparently they've been there since 2008.
Wow.
And it's served right in half a coconut shell with the fresh coconut flesh still in there, plus toppings like corn, sticky rice, nuts.
Oh my goodness.
Your material specifically calls this the recommended best dessert. High praise.
That sounds absolutely essential, especially in the heat. Okay, what about something more substantial? Viva 8.
Right, Viva 8. Described as an alfresco spot, often with DJs playing. They're known for making great paella right there in these huge pans. You can grab drinks like beer or sangria, too. A bit of a party vibe.
Sounds fun. And for duck lovers, there's a specific recommendation.
There is. Chatuchak duck noodles, also known as prani. It's an open-air place doing tender braised duck, aromatic broth noodles. And your material specifically suggests getting it with a huge drumstick. Prices are noted as being very reasonable, too.
Okay, duck noodles with a giant drumstick. Got it. What about pork?
Pork May Samantha is the name recommended, known for roasted pork with a honey glaze.
Sounds delicious.
And the tip here, according to your info, is to look for the queue. That's your sign. It's good and popular.
Always trust the queue. And what about those iconic boat noodles?
Yep, Rathanakausen Boat Noodle Chatuchak offers flavorful boat soups. The text mentions tender pork or beef options, chewy noodles, and crispy pork rinds on top. Sounds like a real energy booster for market exploring.
Definitely. Wow. Beyond those specific spots, there's just a whole list of other great food items mentioned too.
Oh, yeah. Fresh coconut juice, obviously essential. Flavored cold beverages. Mango sticky rice, a classic. Yakult, that popular sweet drink. Grilled pork skewers. Hat, Yai-style fried chicken. Fresh fruits everywhere. Thai iced tea, even toasted garlic on skewers. And fresh coffee.
It sounds like you could just eat your way through the entire day.
Pretty much. The overall food philosophy echoed in the material seems to be, don't overthink it. Prices are generally budget-friendly, so just try what looks good, especially if you're with friends. You can share in sample loads. See pad thai, crave mango sticky rice, just go for it.
I love that. And your material also puts Chatuchak in context a bit, food-wise.
Right. It briefly notes other top foodie destinations like Wanglang Market and Chinatown, which is Yaowarat, and Ortorkor Market, which is right across from Chatuchak, is mentioned as a more premium market for fruit and veg, but with an amazing food court, too. And it also notes that, local restaurants or shophouses might offer food that's maybe even a notch above the street stalls sometimes. Worth keeping an eye out.
Good point. Now, the market isn't just a daytime thing, is it? As the sun goes down, the energy shifts. Your material specifically talks about the Chatuchak night market.
Yes, this is distinct from the main weekend market. Different hours, slightly different vibe.
How so?
It's described as a haven for shoppers in the evening. Focus is on food, trendy clothing, accessories, easy to get to same stations, BTS Mochit or MRT Chatuchak Park. It still has that lively, packed energy, but maybe more focused on contemporary fashion and, of course, more street food.
And the hours are different.
Crucial detail. Friday through Sunday, 7 p.m. until midnight. So it overlaps with the weekend market ending, but extends later.
Okay. And JJ Green Night Market also gets a mention.
Yeah, in one account, it's described as part of the Chatuchak area experience, specifically for browsing vintage items and catching live music in the evenings. Sounds like a cool, slightly different atmosphere again.
It seems Chatuchak is just one part of a massive Bangkok night market scene.
Exactly. Your material helpfully lists several others to give context. Places like Salampatpong, Asiatique, the One Ratchada, Yaowarat, Chinatown, obviously. Train night market for vintage stuff, Changshui, Kasan Road, which is described as energetic,
Right.
Pratunam for souvenirs and clothing, and the Owl Night Market, which is apparently more on the outskirts and has a local vibe. Each one, the info suggests, has its own unique charm.
So this whole deep dive into Chatuchak, built from the material you shared, it's really designed as a shortcut, isn't it? To get you informed about this incredible place without feeling totally overwhelmed by just how huge it is.
Yeah, exactly. It pulls together the practical stuff, getting there, staying cool, alongside the really exciting bits, like calling out specific sections for unique finds and recommending those must-try foods.
It balances the big picture,
Yeah.
the market size, its cultural weight, its economic role,
Yeah.
with those really memorable, tangible details, like the coconut ice cream in the shell, specific section numbers for art or antiques, the fact that you should bargain the names of those delicious food stalls.
Essentially, yeah, it distills the core experience and the actionable knowledge directly from the information you provided. It aims to be a tailored guide, just for you.
So we've journeyed through this bustling, vibrant world of Chatuchak Market, from unique handicrafts and vintage treasures hidden in those alleys, to the savory goodness of duck noodles and that sweet relief of coconut ice cream.
It's really clear from the descriptions you shared that it's way more than just a market, isn't it? It's like a microcosm of Thai culture, commerce, community,
Yeah.
a place where the energy is just palpable, truly infectious, and real discoveries seem to wait around every single corner.
You definitely now have a pretty comprehensive guide drawn straight from the material you provided for navigating this incredibly dynamic destination.
And maybe as we wrap up, here's something to think about.
In our world today, which is increasingly digital, right, where almost anything can be ordered online and convenience is like everything. What is it about a place like Chatuchak Market, with the heat, the crowds, the noise, all that direct human interaction that makes it such a powerful, such a memorable, and frankly, such an enduring experience?
That's a fascinating question to ponder, especially as you think about maybe visiting yourself.
Indeed. Well, thank you for taking this deep dive with us.